start day one in business. And actually, I take it even further than that. If a person say they're serious and they're serious about growing it into a wealth structure for themselves, let's actually look into the estate planning so we can actually structure from top to the bottom, so that way we put you in a position where you control everything and own nothing.
Welcome to the Texas Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview Texas real estate professionals from active real estate investors, lenders, property managers, and many others that provide goods and services into the real estate investing industry in the great state of Texas. Our goal is simple: to share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level, and to meet the pros that can help you get there. Texas Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and entrepreneurs build the business they need to live the life that they've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, Michael Muse, is a tax and AI architect, helping people lower their tax liability while also incorporating strategies to build wealth. You can find him online and on YouTube at Michael Muse 1. He's between Detroit and the DFW Metro. Michael, welcome to the show.
Dylan, thank you so much. It's always a great opportunity to talk and share my vision, share my story. So definitely want to thank you first and foremost for giving me this opportunity.
Hey, thank you for coming on. And I mentioned to you that I was taking a look at your channel before hopping on here, and you were doing a planning session. I felt like I was in the room with everybody else and really walking them through everything from, what is an S Corp to what is the mindset that you need to have when looking at managing your own assets. So talk to me about how you got into this space and on coaching people and on helping guide them with their tax strategy, but also with their mindset, right?
Oh, well, definitely, Dylan. The first thing I grew up in, I didn't have a choice. So we've been in business 53 years, second generation. So the two things that were prevalent as I was learning how to read and write as a 4, 5, and 6-year-old, my mom would put tax forms in front of me. The 1040, Schedule Ds, Schedule Cs. So I was learning at a very young age and seeing in real life of people living their life and going through the formalities of starting a business, buying property. And then the real estate side, my parents bought her house back in the days. For people who might sound a little dated, but back in the 80s, people bought houses from the HUD department, and a lot of times those houses were very inexpensive. And even at 4 or 5 years old, summertime, my parents would buy a HUD house. I would have to go in and help them, even at 4 or 5 years old, pick up paper and wipe down sinks and wipe down toilets. So my work ethic started very early. And so as I progressed and become an adult, I bought my first real estate property when I was 21.
Wow.
Because I was already taught and I saw I got a chance to see real life examples. They always say if you want to be great, the first way to become great is you have to follow examples and look at what a person has done wrong. I think too often when we look at successful people, we look at what they've done, but we don't look at the challenges they had to face to get to where they are. And that's where the mindset part come in. It's easy to want to have things and do things, but until you see it for yourself or experience it.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Or it's even better when you can just watch somebody else experience it and know not to do it.
Yeah.
I know this might be kind of funny here, man. I remember I was working manufacturing and one of the guys was upset and he was kind of down on his luck. We had just got our profit sharing check. And I said, man, why are you looking like that, man? He said, man, let me show you why. He opened his check stub up. He had 3 spaces. Child support, $100. Child support, $100. Child support, $100. So that was $300. And we're talking the early 90s. So I made it a point that if I want to be great, you have to be able to watch another man's mistakes and just make sure you don't even follow those same mistakes. And I think that's the first building block of greatness. So once it came to the real estate and the taxes, I just followed. My mom was a great empathetic leader and teacher, and she really went all out to help people with their businesses. She went all out to help them get grants. And so I want to make sure that I do something that's not often done in businesses, have a successful second generation business. So I can honestly say last year, we surpassed what we've previously done in any single year last year. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that. And one thing that sets us apart, it's not just me. I have a team of people from tax attorneys, enrolled agents. I got all kinds of people in the AI development, IT people that I work with, because business is all about. I love what Jim Rohn saying. Success loves speed. And so the mindset that I try to make sure I teach my clients is that don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's better to make mistakes early on and learn and move quickly to get back up. And also get that mentor or coach, preferably a coach that you're paying, because now they're way more invested when you pay.
Yeah.
Because when you have a coach, that the best analogy I have for people is that a coach could tell you what's around the corner before you get there because they've already been there. And so that's the type of experience that I try to give my clients who get in business. That's the type of guidance I give them with tax strategies. Like I say, I have seen people not use tax strategies. I have seen people who do. And I say one of my best stories that when I had a client who owed the previous year, he owed $750,000 in taxes. And through coming up with an actual plan for him, we were able to amend his taxes and wiped away that $750,000 debt, and he ended up getting a refund for $25,000.
Yeah,
So
that'll change.
So yeah, that changed everything. So that's what we love to do. We understand you had to have the growth plan, strategy plan. You had to have a succession plan. And so even right now, I'm teaching and training my grandkids so that in the next few years, they could be fully active in the business so that it could go to a third generation.
When we talk about tax strategy and when we talk about, creating companies, right? One of the things that I almost never hear get spoken to, and correct me if I'm wrong here, if I'm completely wrong here, let me know, is that if you're a W-2 worker, right? But a lot of what you're doing, could be characterized outside of your job as a business. Let's say you're passionate about music, right? And you're traveling for what you're passionate about. And maybe you're not making money now, but you'd like to in the future. If you have that set up as a business, you can do things like deduct the miles that you spend driving to and from events that you're not necessarily paid for, but that are a way for you to brand yourself. But people aren't thinking like that when
No.
they're just starting out.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I think the biggest issue with people when they do get in the business, they do go after their passion, like you say. They don't take the business side over with that passion, and they operate it as a hobby, and that's the reason why a lot of people IRS to disqualify those deductions because they say, hold on, you've been doing this for 10 years, you haven't made any money, and based on what you say you're spending money on, we don't see enough of it going towards a business investment. And just kind of piggyback off what you just said, if I have a client that's into music, I'm making sure even if they're going to an event that's not theirs, or if they're going and they're not getting paid, I'm making sure they make documentation of what they're trying to learn from the experience, whether it be from the artist, the promotion, the venue, because that's a whole different tax credit, which is research and development credit. And that's the tax credit that most counties and CPAs are not talking about. They're not teaching their clients how to get into those credits. And those are credits that the biggest thing I try to explain to people, it's a big difference between a credit and a deduction. A tax credit is way more powerful than a deduction. See, a deduction, you go take your wife out to eat and you write that off your tax bill. That's just some money that comes off your tax liability, okay? A tax credit is dollar for dollar. So I try to make sure I'm positioning my clients to say, hey, let's do what we need to do to be compliant and get some of these research and development credits because they're here. Let's make sure that all the rules under the one big beautiful bill, let's put these things in action.
Yeah.
And so that's what we pride ourselves on.
I've heard a lot of people in multifamily tell me that there's been and single family large scale ground up construction tell me that there's been a lot of development, not just driven by affordable housing but driven by like the big beautiful bill and the explosion of cost seg analysis and things like this. And so when I think about, these larger trends that people, in the macro who are doing scale are aware of, and yet most people, and I include myself in this, never thought about taxes until you have to pay a big tax bill, right? Uh,
Exactly.
it's a rude awakening, but I mean, I'd rather be awoken at some point in time than never at all. Do you think that there is a way, and I'm not even sure how this would work for folks to get some exposure to and make it interesting for folks to learn about tax strategy before they have to pay a tax bill? Is there a reason why with everything that we have right now, no one is at a large, scale championing that?
I think one thing is, I say the first thing is the tax code is long and complex. And I think that the tax code has over almost 80,000 pages. And so very few people who are in the industry who are willing to step out and do the extra personal care to ask the questions, because the reason why most people don't think it's an issue, because let's look at it from the W-2 standpoint. A person with a W-2 is already being conditioned to give the IRS money, where a successful, wealthy business is business that has even a family office attached to it. They're the total opposite. They're trying to pay the least amount as possible, and they do that because they have all the right things in place. And to kind of tie that into the real estate, if a person wants to be successful in real estate, whether it's 1, 4 properties or 8 properties, you have to have your advisors in place. You have to have your banker in place. You have to have your financial advisor in place. You have to have your attorney in place. You have to have your CPA and accountant in place. And the key is what makes it different. What I teach my clients is they need to all know each other and work together
Yeah.
for you. If they're not all working together for you, then you're wasting your time. They should all know each other and they should be working for your benefit. And that's not how too many people get into business and they get into real estate and they operate as a lone ranger.
Right.
Where if you want to be successful in business success is a team business is a team sport. You know, if I want to see Ryan Silver do good, that means I need to, as I come across people and they say, you know what, I'm looking for a certain house, I'm looking to be in a certain area. I need to have a pipeline to send those people to you, and vice versa. When those people come to you and say, man, I bought this property, I don't know what to do with tax time, vice versa. You send people to me. I think when people get to the point where they understand that you need to be in a community of people where we can all work together and that all of your advisors that you've already vetted them all, and you can have an actual game plan, one that's going to build and grow into a legacy type wealth situation for you.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, I think, on a whether you have a company with hundreds of employees, or whether you are, yourself and a partner, you should be looking at, I need a second opinion here. This decision
Absolutely.
should not be run by me alone, because that tends to put you in an echo chamber of your own thoughts, and that's probably one of the worst places where a lot of people can be, right? And so even if you're just starting out, and I think maybe even more importantly, if you're just starting out, having those advisors who you mentioned, like you pay them, right? And maybe you can't afford the premier service that they have, but you slowly start to work in as many as you can at a way that makes sense. Because whether it's something like, hey, does this deal make sense from a tax strategy perspective? We understand it cash flows. What about from the tax strategy perspective? Or, hey, we need something that is going to work within the available credit that we have. Is this the type of loan that we should be looking for? Or is there something else that we should be looking at in this case, right?
Absolutely.
And when we talk about some of the different ways where people are deploying capital, I can speak for newer real estate investors and newer realtors when, as I mentioned earlier, you're not really thinking about taxes until you've got the tax bill to pay, like at the end of the year. And
Hmm.
that's when you start to look at, okay, well, what do I got to do differently next year, and so on and so forth. I want to ask you, do you think that there's ever a time where it's too early to be looking at tax strategy, or should you really start the moment that you start your business?
Start day one in business. And actually, I take it even further than that. If a person say they're serious and they're serious about growing it into a wealth structure for themselves, let's actually look into the estate planning so we can actually structure from top to the bottom, so that way we put you in a position where you control everything and own nothing.
Yeah. Control everything and own nothing. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get to come back to your personal, right? If you're,
Absolutely.
you want to have that shield of protection. We talk about that a lot, especially when we're talking about some of these creative deal structures, like subject to, when people talk about land trusts and, being able to assume mortgages and this type of thing. People definitely get into, hey, how do I shield myself from a liability standpoint, while also being able to make sure that this transaction works, in exchanging hands of the necessary tools in that real estate transaction. We are actually coming up on time here, though, Michael. Where can our audience go? Where can folks go if they're interested in reaching out to you or your team, and any new projects that you're working on?
Well, number one, I just started my actually two projects. The first one, we teach businesses AI because we understand that If we can help you save time, we're going to help you save money. With over 30 years of business consultation experience, we're going to position you to make sure that you're spending your time on revenue generating activities versus running out and just being busy activities. So that's one thing we do. So the name of that business is AI Business Mastery. So we have a community where we put it together that you can learn AI at a small scale. And if you just don't have the time, let us build it out for you. Let us take the hard work off for you. Then the next thing is Dylan, we're committed to our kids, man. This goes right back to what you said earlier. Too many people are financially illiterate. I have come across people who have making millions of dollars, but they are financially illiterate. They're paycheck to paycheck. They're from deal to deal. And so I started earlier this year, the Future Funders AI Academy, teaching kids financial literacy and AI literacy, because in order for our kids to be successful, if they don't have those two things in place right now, they're already behind. And so we set that up. We're working on getting it rolled out in the schools and also with the general public next month. So anyone wants to get with me on that, you can. You can give us a call at 833-972-2004. That's 833-972-2004.
Michael, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Dylan.
Thanks for joining us for today's show. If you're looking to take your business and your life to the next level, you really need to learn more about the Investor Fuel Mastermind. It's your shortcut to success. To learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other amazing entrepreneurs, 100% financing on your deals, member-only discounts, and so much more, please visit investorfuel.com/Texas. By the way, Investor Fuel is even Texas-based. Also, if you're interested in applying to be a guest on this very show, the Texas Real Estate Pro Show, please visit investorfuel.com/Texas. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube or your favorite podcast app so you never miss another episode. We'll see you on the next show.